Oh, it's not right. It does. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with the... Yet e'er since he came here, he's only...
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health can... There is no medicine that can heal him outright. I am caring for him as... However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid him...
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray...
I will look after him. Sir, ought you not be in... 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient. You would procure it yourself. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents. We do what we can with what little we have, but your aid is most appreciated.
Tell us, Maya's might can be harvested from phantoms, monsters that wander the world a night.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. But in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate. Yet, at times, 'tis not. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet, something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeard for them. I do hope naught befalls Lup.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the Gracious Hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
Aught about this reeks of a plot. Let us gather evidence that we might expose...
I have noticed that the abbess goes out every night without fail. Perhaps you could...
As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not far from here.
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once. Medicine? Medicine! Now!
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone? Oh.
Shall we investigate?
Splendid.
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
Right you are.
A few hours. Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too. Pleasure doing business.
I haven't seen my husband in... Elena? Ah, yes. The abbess of the gracious hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, you see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. And once, I saw her, the abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
Already? I thought it was rather dark.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Feeling rested, I trust?
Watch yourself. I'm not someone you want to...
This is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low. Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till
Aye, be seeing you.
Lord Phasus. 'Tis a name of great import, of that I am certain.
That's odd.
this is a place of prayer. Do keep your voice low.
It's you again.
Might I beg but a moment of your time?
You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? What? You found a medicine used... Do you think... Mayhap you could show it to the doctor I saw before coming here. Radcliffe, his name was. He's staying in the rest town.
We're better prepared than we might have hoped. What we need is already to hand. We have reached our destination.
Aye? In need of a doctor, are you? What's this you're giving me? Oh, I see. You want me to run some sort of test on this? Interesting. Well, you've certainly piqued my curiosity. Naturally, I'll need a bit of time with it. Come back again in... oh, I don't know.
Here we are.
Ah, there you are. You've come at a good time. I've just finished running those tests. I must ask, where did you acquire that concoction? To be plain, 'tis more poison than physic. It has the potential to heal one's ailments, certainly. But only if they could survive long enough, which isn't likely. Worse still, it has addictive properties that are likely to cause the patient to become dependent on its deadly effect. I say patient, but I should hope whoever made this did not intend it as a method of treatment. You'd have to be well and truly mad to attempt such a thing.
An ally to our cause.
Is there aught I can help you with, sir? Oh, if you're looking for Lubomir, He's not allowed visitors, I'm afraid. Not even family. No need to worry, though. The abbess is...
What are you doing?
Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Suffice to say, your testimony, combined with the evidence you've procured, have cast a great deal of suspicion upon the abbess that she... Pray have this, sir.